Are you guys ready for our keynote speaker? Okay, that was a little dry, and when I tell you, this young lady is amazing. I had an opportunity to speak with her a few minutes before we started, and I'm gonna just say, I don't think y'all ready. So I'm gonna try that one more time. Are you guys ready for our keynote speaker? Compton Mayor Asia Brown made history as the city's youngest elected mayor at the age of 31. Ladies and gentlemen, we need you guys to please give an awesome, warm welcome for our keynote speaker, the one and only Mayor Asia Brown.
I never grew up thinking that I would be in politics. I never had a desire to be in politics. I went through college as an urban planner. I really focused on really affecting change and really improving our communities because I was focused on equity. I wanted to inequality and justice. I wanted to know why people in Black and brown communities were so disparaged compared to other communities. I knew that just wasn't the way it had to be, and so I dedicated my studies, my career to being an urban planner and economic development. And I worked in cities for about 10 years, and the Lord led my husband and I back to the city of Compton. My family's from Compton. I don't know if many of you know my story, but my grandmother was murdered there years before I was born. And my mother decided to raise my twin brother and I in Pasadena. So I grew up in Pasadena, you guys. And through my purpose, the Lord sent us back to Compton, just doing work in the community. I joined a local church there, and then the Lord touched our heart to join that ministry and to do work. And we began just touching lives, and then we became youth ministers, and we were doing work with our kids. And then I was working in the city. He had reordered my steps, and it was amazing just how he gave me the vision, and he had the provision, and he opened up those time and opportunities for me to be exactly where I needed to be at the time. But I can just tell you guys, so when I got back to Compton, I didn't know I was still going to be in politics. I thought I was going to continue to be a planner, project manager. I was working on projects in the city, rebuilding it. And then I began to encounter what really strangles our organizations, which is the culture. How many of you guys encounter obstacles where you are? People that want to keep things the same, right? We have people that guard to the status quo, right? They want to keep things exactly the way that they are. And so I knew that in order for Compton to change directions, we have to have a new leader. And so I began to seek out elders in the community, and I asked them to run. And they said, "Oh no, baby, I'm not running. This is your time." And I even asked my husband, and he said, "Oh no, Asia Brown, you were made to do this. I'm going to support you." And he wrote me a check. And and I began this journey. And so because we had done the work and made connections and knew people and families, and I knew the issues because I was on the ground, I was uniquely prepared to provide that insight of what we needed to do to lift our community. And the vision will always connect and resonate with people. And how many of y'all know the truth when you hear it, right? We all do. That's that compass inside of us. And so people ask, well, how did you connect with your constituents? You know, you were young, you didn't look like a mayor, you didn't sound like a mayer, you didn't have the standard resume as a mayor, being in politics first. Most people think you have to be on the city council first. But the Lord said that when I give you the vision, I'm going to make provision and I'm going to launch you. And so we're going to talk a little bit about what it means to be prepared to launch. And as I close, just remember the work of Nehemiah. Everybody remember Nehemiah? God called him to rebuild the wall. And he had Sanbat and Tobiah and a couple other haters there just talking about him, trying to discourage him, but he still stayed forward. He empowered his team, they were organized, and they completed the task. And so that's what it's all about, you all. And last, it's about mobilization. Start where you are.
That will help me, change my blood pressure or whatever, right? pick one area, because we're going to do a second part to this. And so trying to cover more than one is going to be challenging in our time frame.
Trustworthiness and transparency. So how do you, let me break that down a little bit. Safety. How can you help someone feel safe? How do you help them feel comfortable? I use music. I'm a musician and a vocalist, and that helps me feel safe all the time. You know, I go to my music, and music saves my life. And so I use it in my workshops because that is a calmer downer. You know, we get into music and it's called self-soothing. So you can help people feel safe that way.
Real thugs didn't pack guns. They packed pages. Once upon a time to educate our people. Once upon a time to educate our people. It was illegal until we conquered the common language just to be seen as equal, and then we were not seen at all. Erasing academia like our people weren't authors. Didn't read black literature until I got to college. Every day I feel like a guest in my own home that's still precious to pay and make good grades. I swallow the pride of telling my mama that I want to come home. 30,000 people on my campus and I still feel alone. But to that sack girl, black girl, to that sack girl, black girl, everywhere you walk will be your throne. And everything you need, you have a mind of your own. Don't you stop, don't you quit, because baby girl, we are all waiting for you to take over your throne.
I'm reciting a poem called Our Deepest Fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightenment about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we constantly give other people permission to do the same. As real liberator from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
But I'm petrified. This is big. This is big and it's different. And it's those people, those women of color who are, I won't say afraid because we are afraid, I don't care what they tell you, but who, regardless of their fear, they step out so that other women of color can see that it's possible. And I have a background very much like hers, but I was also domestic violence, sexual assault, child abuse. I worked through all of that and then went out to be an advocate talking about these things and telling the deepest, darkest stories of my life. And I realized the value of that, and just saying that your challenges do not define you.
What advice did you wish, well, I'll stick with this.
Okay.
What advice would you wish a mentor would have shared with you at the beginning of your career climb?
Oh my goodness. Number one would have been to stay out of ego. Stay out of ego. And what that means, there's a lot of head nods here, and that's something that generally you don't understand until you're much older. But it's that wanting, needing to compete, that needing to be better than the person next to you, believing that there's only one, that if it's not enough for everybody, so I have to have it and I have to prove I'm the best, I'm going to fight, I'm going to push. And if they had just said that the power is really in the vulnerability. The power is really in sitting back and listening. The power is saying, I don't know, please show me.
I grew up in a very traditional Asian family, and my parents taught me to keep quiet, do what you're supposed to do, don't cause any issues, and just take whatever anybody gives you, and that's it, and move along, and live a nice, quiet life, and you'll be fine. Go to school, make a lot of money, and do that. And what I found is that that does absolutely nothing for me and my community. And so one of the things that I've shared before is that if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. And this is the perfect time for us, because we're eating right now, because we like to choose what's on that menu. We're not going to take what you give, right? So my advice to a lot of young women, and especially young women that are kind of quiet and are not willing to speak up is that be at that table and tell them what you want and tell them what is needed in this community. Because without your voice, without your advocacy, without you pushing it, nothing is ever going to change.
All right.
Thank you. We still have people here. Wonderful, wonderful. So as our conference comes to a close, I want to read from the script. Remember that everyone has a role to play, positively impacting communities of color. We women were specifically created to do great things. Through individual or collective efforts, consistent and positive change can and will occur. We hope that we have empowered you to lead today. You feel empowered? All right. It has been our pleasure serving you today. Thank you again to all of our corporate, community, business partners, especially our raffle prize donors, for all that you have contributed towards the 9th Annual Exceptional Women of Color Conference. We value and appreciate your generous contributions. It is our desire to ensure that the future conferences will continue to be impactful and motivating. I want to add that the last raffle prizes where tickets were given out for the All for One concert, please make it your business to go to that concert that's taking place at the end of this month. I will be purchasing a ticket to attend. We have Legacy Movement, who has a vendor booth, who's actually selling tickets today. I want to put a special plug in for them. We all need gospel in our lives. Do we agree? We have two wonderful artists that are coming to the Sacramento community. I think that's taking place on October 27th. You can go to SacCultureHub.com and get more information. We had some survey evaluations. I hope you completed those. We welcome all of your feedback, your suggestions about what we should do at future conferences, what keynote speakers you'd like to see come. So I hope you took the time to complete that survey evaluation and you turn that into us. So without further ado, I don't know what else I have more to say, only that I have enjoyed so much today, seeing all of the beautiful faces, talking with so many of you and taking pictures, and I just feel so incredibly blessed. You could have, like I said, you could have chose anywhere else to be today, but you came out to give tribute to our honorees, to patronize us at CultureHub.com. We love you. I hope each one of you have got the Hub magazine. Subscribe if you haven't already. It comes out quarterly. I hope you all have your souvenir booklet, the event program booklet. And then before I close, I definitely want to have my staff come up. I do not want to miss. You got to give my team a round of applause. They totally bring all of this together. It takes almost a year for us to plan for it. I have coming forth Vicki Blakely. I don't know if Michael Coleman is still here. He was here earlier. Twyla Laster. Leslie Leatherwood, please come to the stage so everyone can see who you are. Donna Ramos, she couldn't be here today. Nakisha Henry. Valerie Scruggs. And also Adrian Harris. She's our youth coordinator and she did the Young Women's Summit. So I think she's still in her room. But these are some incredible women. And they have been with me for years and years and years. And I mean, so as we close, we feel so blessed. And next year's our 10th year anniversary, everyone. Keep coming on to SacCultureHub.com. Keep coming back to our networking conference. God bless you all and have a wonderful weekend.